Welcome back, episode 201 of the Bears' latest podcast. I'm your host, Colton St. Vincent. Let's get down to it. We have a potential name to look out for on the cut list. Roschon Johnson, 25 years old, fourth rounder out of Texas 2023. He's found himself to be a third-string running back, and his numbers have kind of just gone down since his rookie season now. So, I look back, obviously, he's in the news, you look at his stats. I pictured him having a better rookie year than he did. 15 games, 81 rushes, 352 yards, and 4.3 yards per attempt. Not bad. 4.3 yards. Seemed like he was going to go up. Then, in his second season, he had 150 yards, so just cut that in half. And then last year, only 17 yards. I believe he had like a thumb injury or something, but yeah, he's of names that I would assume this is a cut because Bears have a couple undrafted guys on their list that they got from this season, a late guy from last season. So don't be surprised if they're just going to say, hey, man, go find a spot that you fit in better because the dude's still 25. Coming out of high school, he was huge, right? He was a big prospect, signed with Texas. Then after that, Bijan Robinson signed with Texas, and he completely lost all of his juice, all of his momentum to be the Texas running back. So when he was drafted for the fourth round for the Bears, I was like, oh, damn, we got a guy that was supposed to be dog shit. He was he fell to the fourth for a reason. However, he was the guy. That's like a motivation background, a athletic build, go and get Texas. Being the Texas running back is a big, big deal. And he got overshadowed. So I thought that was a recipe for a really, really good steal in the fourth. Turns out he stunk. So he was just kind of a Pro Bowl or special teams last year because Kyle Monangai came on. And Kyle Monangai is the man, dude. 700 plus yards in his rookie season as a seventh rounder. So no duh that Roschon would lose his second round reps or his second team reps. Now, according to the Sporting News, there's a couple teams here that could be interested. One, the Green Bay Packers. Like I just said, I don't think that we would miss him. Monangai, 783 yards, 4.6 yards per carry as a backup, and he really didn't get going until middle of the season. So a full season with Monangai would be very cool. And maybe he would have had a little more buried in the depth chart or just been lost in the sauce if we did have a fully healthy Roschon. However, it just seems like Monangai's better. And at the end of the day, a guy who, he's already got the iconic running straight into the ram during the playoff and the helmet's just cracking in half. Tiny guy, but just head down, north-south runner, exactly what Ben Johnson likes to see in his running backs. So who could be vying for the running back 3 spot, RB3? A couple names currently on the roster. 3 names you want to point out here would be Britton Brown, Deion Hawkins, and Coleman Bennett. Britton Brown, 7th rounder in 2022. Now, he's played for UCLA. He will be on the team for the first time this season. He's 28. Deion Hankins, undrafted free agent out of Texas State, rookie this season. Actually, rookie last season. Had a quad injury. Didn't get a lot of love or a lot of play there. And this year, a lot of what I was hearing out of articles and podcasts about rookie minicamp, Coleman Bennett is actually a very exciting potential name. So something's brewing here, and where there's smoke, there's fire, because if Ben Johnson wants a certain type of running back, he's going to get it. The dude's going to get whatever he wants because the year that he had, and on paper it's a kind of low risk situation, but pretty important player. if it comes up and he's actually needed. Coleman Bennett's kind of everything that people have been asking for in this backup. It seems like he would be a very lovable guy out of Kennesaw State. Very good story. Super aggressive runner. That'd be my pick right now. Doesn't matter what I think? No. But 2024, the dude he went to Rice, then transferred to D1 Kennesaw State. Now he's on an NFL roster, I guess, technically. Still to be determined, but writing's on the wall, man. Roschon, Peace, I thought you would be better, but apparently the Packers would have interest along with the Cowboys. So we potentially have not seen the end of the Roschon Johnson saga, because if he signs within the division, we'll see him again. But keep an eye out for that. Now we go on to the rumor mill part of our episode here. And that is Deebo Samuel at NFL RUMS, Rums, very, very credible source. Quote, the Bears are viewed as a viable landing spot for all-pro wide receiver Deebo Samuel. I don't understand why that would happen. He is just old. We have a very packed wide receiver room, but he is probably the best available free agent right now. He is 30 years old. I believe he's turning 31 this season, and didn't have the best year last year and has been dealing with injuries for a little bit. So I don't think it's the best situation for him. Last year, not as bad of a season as you would expect, but 72 catches for 727 yards. Kind of one of his better seasons since 2021. So maybe a buy low, sell high situation. But in 2021, that's when Deebo was Deebo. First team All-Pro. Monster season. 1,400 yards. Averaged 18 yards per reception. Led the league in that one. Last year, his lowest yards per reception at 10. So did he have good yards because he's the only option there for Washington? Or is this a guy that knows his role now and he's just much more of quantity than quality touches? Who knows? But kind of an interesting name to hear get called out there. Side note, Deebo's real name, Tyshawn Raekwon Samuel. Nickname Deebo or Sweet Feet. Who the hell calls him Sweet Feet? But yeah, so very interesting name. For wide receivers, who the hell knows if these are actual stories, actual credible people saying stuff like this, but there seems to be a lot of drama around him, and he takes a big price tag. Last year, he had a 1-year, $17 million deal, and that's just not what the Bears have right now. So, that's going to be a no for me, dog. Unless it's as cheap as it gets, or he's, I don't know, getting paid by other teams so he doesn't want a big deal this year. Who the hell knows? But Deebo's probably going to sign with some fringe winner. I could actually see him signing with the Patriots, if I'm being honest with you. But that's where we're at right now, is we're getting connected via at NFL Rums for NFL Rumors. We are a viable landing spot. Also, I don't fully understand if that is even saying anything, because the word viable, quote, describes something that is capable of working successfully, surviving, or developing as intended. We can survive with Deebo. Thanks, Twitter. The other rumor that we are going to look into is from another questionable source, the Times of India. That's right. We finally got to the Times of India portion of the episode where they bring up TJ Watt connected to the Bears or Cowboys. Now, why are they bringing this up? Latest buzz started after ESPN insider Jeremy Fowler reported that teams around the league are watching the Steelers' edge rusher situation closely. Steelers already pay Alex Highsmith big money, while young pass rusher Nick Herberg is expected to command a major extension soon. So they're kind of running out of money. You either keep an aging star where you believe you have missed the window where he could be the guy that could carry you? Because what sucks about guys like this is they just kind of fall off. His brother did it. Other pass rushers do it. Big physical guys. You get hurt once and who the hell knows. However, the dude drinks a lot of milk. So I don't know if that means good news for him or if that means bad news for him. But he's guaranteed $32 million in 26 and 27. Some teams believe Pittsburgh could at least consider moving on from Watt if it commits to Herberg long-term. Quote from Jeremy Fowler. To the point above, if Steelers end up signing Herberg long-term, having 3 large contracts allocated to one position is a tough proposition for a front office. With all of his greatness, he turns 32 in October and is guaranteed $32 million in the next 2 seasons. Watt is a legacy player, something Pittsburgh values more than most franchises, but some teams could see Pittsburgh at least considering the move. So it's always possible to make stuff cheap for a year, and the Bears do very much have cap flexibility in the next couple of seasons. We talked about it. Certain guys could be cut, certain contracts could be restructured. I think we had an episode where we broke down how they could find $80 million in cap space this next offseason. So we're saying all of that. We're wasting all of this wind to say it's possible. You can always make stuff a 1-year signing bonus, but this seems like it's more possible than others with all these other moves that they've made, but we will have to see what a motivated Deo does. However, in a side note, the Times of India, I always see some crazy shit on here. So I went to, obviously, media bias factcheck.com to get an actual credible source here. And it seems like the Times of India is a little below mostly factual at mixed. That doesn't seem good. Couple levels here: very low, low, mixed, mostly factual, high, very high, factual reporting. Third from the bottom, they are fifth on this list of 7. So who knows if they're even credible? I assume they're just doing it for clicks, and they're doing it to help me tell you guys what the hell is going on. So shout out Times of India. And finally, we've got some Caleb Williams news, as we always do. Caleb Williams was recently talked about on ESPN, and Dan Orlovsky went on the network and offered that, quote, "If I'm ranking the NFC quarterbacks, Jared Goff is at 1 and Jordan Love is at 2. That would be a clear 1 and 2 for me." Thanks, Dan. I think I get it. I get it. I would rather have Caleb than both of those guys, if I'm being completely honest with you. However, Jordan Love has had seasons already better than Caleb. He's had 4,000 yards. Wait, once? Yeah, that's right, once. Last 2 seasons, 3,380, like very similar seasons the last 2 years. And only 4,159 in his first year starting. So he's turning 28, getting paid a shit ton of money. But he's quote unquote made the leap. But like, his stats aren't jump off the page, this is the next guy. He's never won more than 9 games in a season. He's yet to win 10 as a starter. Injuries obviously play into that. But he doesn't look as impressive as I thought. So is it us just assuming a Packer quarterback is great? Is it us just waiting for Caleb to make that next step? Because I think we are now at a spot where the argument's there. I think the numbers will show you that it's Love only because he's played more seasons. Caleb's only played 2 seasons. Love's played 3 full seasons with 2 on the bench. So he's been around the block longer. But is it cool to be comparing a 24-year-old in Caleb and a future 28-year-old, future as in this season, and Jordan Love? I think Jared Goff, I think it's the easiest argument ever. That dude should be number 1. His numbers are pretty damn good. I think he's probably the most underrated player in football. I mean, here, let's look at some Jared Goff stats. Last 4 seasons, he is like averaging 4,500 yards. He's averaging like, what is this? Let's get a little average here, dude. Shout out to internet. Real slow right now. Real slow. Per season, he is averaging about 32 tutties on 9 picks, 4,500 yards. That's a season that would be the best in Bears history if he was on the Bears. And that's all in Detroit. He also did very, very well for himself in LA with the Rams. So, yeah, I think Jared Goff should be number 1, but Love It 2 is way closer than people want to make it. Injuries. Sick. Some other Jordan Love news, just to shout out where he's at right now. If Jordan Love has a season that, or not Jordan Love, Caleb Williams. If Caleb Williams has a season like we want him to have, right? Hopefully over 4,000 yards. He will then finish the season at 3rd all-time in franchise passing yards and passing touchdowns. Not ideal, man. That's just, that is more of a, what is it, indictment? Indictment on the franchise as a whole, and less on him being that good. But if we are annoying as Bear fans about Caleb Williams, that is because he is the best quarterback we have seen as a franchise since Cuddy. He's going to be passing Jim Harbaugh. He'll be passing Jim McMahon. He's up there with Sid Luckman. And give him a couple seasons, he'll be there with Cuddy. I mean, he's already, 3rd in franchise history? He had 7 game-winning drives last year. And, again, he's only played 2 seasons. So 7 game-winning drives. Cuddy's got the most in franchise history at 18. So, shout out to Caleb. Appreciate him while he's here. He's the best we've seen as Bears fans, so you gotta love it. But that's it. That is episode 201 of the Bears' latest podcast. Colton St. Vincent here signing off. A little twist of the camera here. As you can tell, paint is done. So now we got some stuff to hang, and hopefully we should be ready to show this off tomorrow's episode, at least later this week. So stay tuned. Let me know what you guys think of the Bears going forward this season, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow.